Miami was obviously the cocaine capital of the world, and we wrestled there every Wednesday. We did TV in Tampa, then we had to drive to Miami, and every day, every city that I was in, I delivered. So, I was the main guy. I was out of the Bahamas. We wrestled in the Bahamas about every 4 to 6 weeks, in Nassau and Freeport, and that's where the cocaine came in for us in Florida, for me. And Miami was. I will say this: there was a guy that didn't pay a debt, and they ended up. I think they killed all of his children, beheaded his wife. I mean, it's a very dangerous game, so you can't come up short. And so that's why I went solo, and I'm not proud of the fact. I'm not bragging about it. It's just part of my life. It started in Portland, and it ended in 1987, thank God. And there's a long story behind that after that. But
did you ever hear of this Griselda Bianco, who was like responsible for calling so many murders? She was involved in that Miami scene.
Yes, Griselda Blanco, the Black Widow. I never worked with her. It was with Pablo Escobar and Barry Seal. That was my connection, and they had, I think it was a Chicago connection. I don't know, but I did obviously hear of her. I know she got busted and then went to California in prison, and that's as far as I know. And I know she got murdered in Colombia in September 3rd, 2012. I remember the day. You can look it up. September 3rd, 2012. She got executed in a drive-by. That I do know. But I never worked with her.
Okay, yeah, because she would even call for executions on kids, which I found pretty bad.
And her husband's.
Yeah, she was like she was making so much money. She was just having I think she had 12 hitmen, literally 12 hitmen, that she would just go around having people killed. But I didn't want to digress in that too much. But it sounds like Miami was just a wild place in those days.
Yeah, and then they had the group called the Miami Sound Machine with Gloria Estefan. I think came out in 84, 85. And Miami was wild back in the 80s. The Cocaine Cowboys were just absolutely wild. And as long as you were honest, man, you didn't have no problem. But boy, you try and rip somebody off back then, you were dead as a worm you stomped on. That was it. Just don't. Cartels and gangs, to me, I got along better than I did with anybody in my life, because that's just where my life started at 3.5. So, politicians to me are more corrupt than cartels. So, that's the way I look at it. Everybody looks at it from a different lens.